Our today's session will be on how startup business works. It is one of the brilliant subject, one of the very important subjects being talked about a lot. Uh, Practical application of this subject is very critical. But before getting into that startup business module, we'll have to understand some basic philosophies of the subject, and it is one of the most promising branch under the entrepreneurship management. So with this perspective, we are going to have a session today, and I'm expecting the quorum to go up little up so that we can move on. But me, who are joining my session first time today, so just let me introduce the things. You can find on my YouTube channel couple of videos, couple of playlists is there for management subjects, motivational subjects, communication skill subjects, and you can just send me WhatsApp message to add you in my broadcasting list. So yes, it can be done, and where I'm just circulating whatever management screens are there, management subjects are there, so you are getting updates about it. I do acknowledge, express my most humble gratitude to all the web resources, references, etc. for making this presentation for the intended purpose of knowledge sharing with everyone for further transfer to make well aware tomorrow for generations to come. We always take the information, we add our value to it, and we circulate it. So it becomes our responsibility to acknowledge references and resources. We are going to have an interactive session today, and you will be participating in this session from the different perspectives which we are going to understand this today. Getting into the subject now, idea to opportunity. Any startup, any venture, when you want to start, it has to be first generated, or it should be first conceived with an idea, and that idea need to be converted to an opportunity. That is the most important thing. So it's a journey of an idea to opportunity. Idea assessment, converting to opportunity, and opportunity assessment. These are one of the critical parameters. I'm going to go very slow on the subject because this is going to be a conceptual things. If it is got within you, nobody can stop you to be an entrepreneur. Idea to opportunity. Let's understand first this concept. To become an opportunity, an idea need to be evaluated and acted upon. No need to read my screen. I'll express them very clearly. Don't worry. So an idea need to be evaluated, whether your idea is workable or not workable. How to evaluate that idea we are going to see, but let's understand the concept that you got an idea, and just don't rush with that idea and just act upon it and start a business or enterprise without evaluating it. So evaluation is mandatory. Evaluation is the first filter to your idea. The meaning is that. Second point is, to become an business opportunity, your idea need to have a potential economic value, meaning that it needs to able to create a profit. The idea could be great, but if idea is not able to fetch money to you in terms of profit, that idea has no economic value. You may do that business, you may start that entrepreneurship just for a thrilling purpose, but it is not going to be sustainable unless otherwise it is giving you a economic value. That means it is creating a profit to you. The idea what you have, you must have customers also for it. If there are no customer to your idea, then there is no purpose of starting an entrepreneurship based on that idea. So that is a journey of idea to opportunity, very basic understanding. Next comes opportunity screening. Opportunity screening is the process by which entrepreneur evaluate innovative product ideas. Does an opportunity exist? So does your product, does it having any innovative value? Strategies. What strategy will be there to implement this opportunity? We are just finding idea generated, then we are looking a filter which indicating that does this idea has an opportunity or not? Is idea is workable or not, in a simple word? So opportunity screening is the process by which entrepreneurs evaluate innovative product ideas. Strategy, what is the strategy? And marketing trends. So this opportunities, what we are looking in this idea, does any strategy exist to be converted to this idea or not into an opportunity? Or what strategy can be workable? And what is the marketing trends? Even if you have a strategy, but if you don't have a customer, strategy to implement, but if you don't have a customer, there's no purpose. What are your marketing trends will be there in this scenario? So the point most important here is the idea comes in your brain, you are very happy, you got the great idea. But does this idea has a potential to be an opportunity? If it is not an opportunity, then it will become a risk, by the way. Remember this point. So we are doing an opportunity screening. Okay. So this is a journey right now from idea to opportunity. Now, before we get into the framework of startup, let's first understand the broad global terminology called venture. Okay? Now, venture and venture mindset, first of all. Venture mindset involves thinking big, taking risk, and adopting a broader, more objective views of opportunities based on insights pulled from data. Don't get by long definition or explanation. Simple thing. You have an idea, okay? But do you have a venture mindset or not? Now, in this slide, you consider yourself that you are standing and you are reading this slide. Do you have a venture mindset? Thinking big, taking risk, adopting a broader framework, more objective views of opportunity. You are very focused on your opportunity. And based on the information collected, because you are supposed to be the most intelligent person in this era. When you're looking for a venture era, you should be most equipped, most knowledgeable person who has pulled all the data, who has pulled all the informations. I'm talking of purely venture, not starting the venture. First you check whether do you possess venture mindset or not, and if not, what you need to improve on. Nurturing an innovative culture company wide is fine, but it may not necessarily propel growth that way foresight investments can. Nurturing an innovative culture company wide is fine. A innovative culture, if you are opening up a venture, you have to create a innovative culture across the company. But innovative culture requires a greater investment also. So is it possible to go with that farsightedness of investment or not? That need also to be seen correctly when you are going for a venture mindset. Do not worry, we are going to have a couple of triangles in the coming slide which will make this understanding more simpler. But from this slide you just take away, we need to have a venture mindset also, because when you're looking for an idea to opportunity journey, what we saw on our previous slide, have to pass through a venture mindset form also. Promotion of a venture is the process of starting an enterprise. See, we are going to get into the startup module, but before that, understand this concept of venture. Venture is nothing but a process of starting an enterprise. I'm doing a new venture. What is that venture? I'm starting an enterprise. So that is your process of starting an enterprise. You are venturing out. Okay, you are stepping out. You are doing a venture. It begins when an idea of forming or establishing a venture conceived either by a person or a group of persons, and thereafter go for identifying the scope, nature and size of the proposed enterprise. Idea, opportunity filtering, meeting your individual or a group of person, your friends, colleagues, they are meeting together, and then identifying the scope. Okay, we have an opportunity. The idea has an opportunity. So let's start a venture and let's do a venture. Start a process of venture out. So let's start a process of enterprise, correct? Just differentiating names. But for that, what will be the scope? What nature we are going to do this opportunity? What is the size of proposed enterprise? What level, what scale we want to start? So all these things need to be discussed at a very open platform without restricting your thoughts, because you are supposed to be most knowledgeable person in this phenomena. When you are taking a venture, when you are opening up an enterprise, when you are looking for an idea to opportunity journey, an opportunity to a venture journey, an enterprise journey, you have to look for all these aspects very clearly. Very clearly. Venture opportunity analysis. Now we are coming to analysis situation. An opportunity analysis is an evaluation tool used when determining the viability and profitability of developing a new hotel or a property or expanding an existing one. Is it viable? Is it profitable? Can we do it? Correct? You want to make a football playground, okay, on a top of a hill where the flat ground available is only 50 meter by 50 meter. Correct? You have a lot of money, but on the hilltop the flat land available is 50 meter by 50 meter only. For football ground, you need minimum 100 meter by 100 meter. Then the audience places, okay, because you want to build a stadium over there, a venture stadium at the hilltop. Practically, it is not viable to build a football stadium over there. Point number one. Point number two, even if you are able to make it, how you will transport your stakeholders, that means the audiences, from where you will bring them. So from where the profitability will come, when the customer will not come, how the profitability will come? So this was a very simple example, but take it in that way, it should be viable. If you are not able to make a stadium at the given place, your project is not viable. Profitability will talk afterwards. First of all, you cannot make even project there. So viability is very important. Feasibility is very important. Profitability is very important. Idea may be great, I'm not denying, but it should be workable. It should be converted into a product. If idea cannot be converted into a product which is accepted by the customer at a large scale, idea has no meaning. Idea may be great. And by the way, the idea today may not be workable, but after 10 years it may be workable. Because at that time the supporting systems are so great that your idea can work. So never think the idea which is not working today will not work for the whole era. No. It depends on surroundings, acceptance, supporting systems. Many things are there, which we call it environment, and we'll see in the coming slide, environment analysis. It systematically looks at external environment with the goal of understanding demand, customer needs, market acceptance, and economic factor. Does it have a customer needs? Good. Does it have a market acceptance? Good. Does it have any economic factors? Can it add a value to economic or your own company economics or economy of the society? Does it have a constant demand? So these are all opportunity analysis are mandatory to perform. Before taking a decision to implement new ideas, it is necessary to study their profitability and viability so that venture may be successful and there may be a reasonable return on investment, ROI. So you should earn something out of it. And you should not earn one day, it should be a constant phenomenon. Such studies are called opportunity analysis, and it is done in various ways, and it is done continuously, by the way. You keep doing always, still the opportunity exists or not. Even if you started a business, after 3 years you want to check, you can check always that still opportunity exists. Should I continue? I had a plan to run this business for 10 years. Can I continue for 10 years now? So the most important point here is that the idea to opportunity analysis is one of the critical phenomena which need to be performed while doing a environment analysis. Now coming back to environmental analysis. An objective assessment of changing world in which an enterprise operates in order to have an early warning system for identifying potential threats and opportunities. Let me give you a very an example which you will always remember in your brain. I'm sure you will remember. In India, near to a place in Madhya Pradesh, state of Madhya Pradesh. There is a place called Harsood. Okay, it's a town. It's a town. What happened? That place was very famous for the agriculture business. It was on the central railway track, well connected with the train and everything. Okay. The government decided to make a dam on river Narmada. Okay. The whole town, I'm not talking a small village or anything, huh? The whole town got displaced. Getting my point? Who are living there at 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years in that town, I will not blame them. Because they never thought 100 years after there will be a dam which will displace us and we'll have to leave our city. Government compensated, they got settled to other cities and towns. Okay. But if you would have invested $1 million in that town 10 years before, okay, probably there was a lack of your study where you could not able to analyze an early environment warning system, or you have not done your research completely. I am again repeating, I am not putting questions on the persons, the families, the business community who are living in that town for past 70 years, 100 years. No. But if you have taken a business investment decision in that town of $1 million 5 years before, or 6 years before, or 10 years before, that means there was a lack of study from your side. Because that business you would have made a loss. This is kind of environment analysis. From this foresightedness, environment analysis is very important. Note down the word town called Harsood. Okay. In the state of Madhya Pradesh in India. The whole city, because I passed through that city after that. I was passed through that city before also, and I passed through the city after also. It did not go completely because of dam under the subway, under the waters, but part of the city went off. So steps of external environment analysis says environmental scanning. You must do a scan. You must monitor what you scanned is happening correctly or not, or some more disasters are coming in that environment. You have to forecast and you have to do an assessment. So that was just one external environment threat was there. But similarly, suppose the town has planned to migrate, and one of the examples in the Indian villages nowadays, the population is reducing, they are migrating to city. And if you think of some business which is labor oriented, human resource oriented, correct, and that percentage is reducing. So if you plan to do a business for next 20 years, correct, probably you may not get a human support of that level for next 20 years. The customer demands may change in next 20 years. So that's why you have to see from all the perspectives. That is the environmental study. Just to add a change today, okay, I'm going to take up the session up to 6:45 around, or 7:45 as per UAE time, Kuwait time 6:45, and then we are going to have a little discussion on this subject, and if it is not finished today, we'll take up tomorrow. There is a case study right now, okay, this is not from our today's subject, but it is a burning issue in the industry. There is a case study And we all may be facing one day or other day in our lifespan. So you are seeing this case study on my screen right now. The case study says, you are the best. Management trusts you, your bosses trust you, and you have been assigned with great responsibilities, okay? Due to this, your co-workers are creating toxic environment. What you should do? Keep thinking on this subject parallel to our session, okay? We will discuss this at the end of the sessions. Okay. Now, that was something about venture, idea to opportunity, correct? So, don't worry if I'm not able to exactly explain the whole startup cycle. We are going to take up in the next session, but I'm going to go very slow so that we do not miss the critical aspect of the startup concepts. Okay. So, a term startup refers to a company in the first stage of operations. Company start, just a company startup. We are starting up the company. Okay. Your company may survive for next 20 years, 30 years. But first 1 year, 2 year when you are put in operations, your company is just a startup phase. Okay. Easy understanding. Keep the easy understanding right now. Startups are founded by one or more entrepreneurs who want to develop a product or service for which they believe there is a demand. Idea conceptualized. Okay. Then opportunity screening has been done. And then you are feeling that, yes, there is a customer for this, there are demand for this. So let's start it. Okay. Even developing one software is a startup. Developing one small piece of metal is a startup. Okay. So the startups could be of any scale. Okay. The purpose of startup is to grow rapidly because of offering something that addresses a particular market gap. You got an idea. You say that there is a gap in the market. Let's do it quickly. Okay? Let's fill this gap. There's an opportunity here. Now, any business, okay, including startup, is also having 3 pillars. Product, what product you are making. Marketing, how you are going to market your product, what are your marketing channels, how you are reaching to your customer effectively, and the capital investment. Okay. And the area what you see in between a triangle, a blue color triangle, what you're seeing right now, is basically a sweet spot. It is called a sweet spot because product, marketing, and capital, they all are optimizing each other. And that's why the business will be sustainable. You have a good capital to produce the products. You have a good marketing channel to say bring the product to the customer. Okay, and in turn, when the product is being sold, your inventories are minimum, so your cash flow is there. So again, your capital circle is completed. Okay. But the success of startups so far has seen the challenges. The success ratio is comparatively less. Okay. Many startup ends up focusing only on one or at most 2 of these pillars, which negatively affect them sooner or later. Any business in the world, any enterprise in the world, any venture in the world have to have a optimum support of the 3 pillars, which are duly acceptable for startup regime also. But you know what, when you get a concept that you can develop a product, correct, and you invest a lot on that product, but your marketing channels are not open, you're not able to sell your product. You have a great idea and you don't have a capital, so you take a lot of loan, and then you get into the burden of interest. So the point here is that the sufficient time given. In Japan, they say that when you do a preparation for any business module, you should invest your maximum time on it so that you don't miss out anything. When they design a system, they invest a good time on that design so that it should not have a failure. The rate of failure should be minimum or it should be nil. The idea is failure should be nil. With this, they design the systems. So the point here is, the most important point here is, the 3 pillars of starters need to be respected. But in general, the current environment, current studies indicate they are compromised, and that's why there are more failures in case of startups. But nevertheless, if somebody is failing, it does not mean somebody will not succeed tomorrow. So it's a chain reaction, and it is going to be an entrepreneur world. So don't lose your hope. I'm talking of from the growth scale. There will be more failures in the current scenario, maybe because of miss out of anything, but there will be a more growth in coming time. So, but do your homework correctly, do your opportunity screening correctly, do make sure that you are balanced out between the 3 pillars of the business or the startup. Definitely there is a chance of success are increased heavily. How startup work? Most startup begin as an idea and then grow into a viable product, platform or service after the research is done to ensure there is a need for the product or services within the marketplace. A viable idea, a product which can give you a services or a service platform. However, before startup can bring a product or service to life, it must first secure funding. 3rd pillar, capital. That is mandatory. Do not worry about the complexity of slide. I will make it very simple explanation on this slide, okay? There is an idea generation, okay? You can see the yellow arrow has come here, correct? And there is a color here also, and there is a blue color here, okay, combinations. So we go slowly on this slide, because if you understand this slide and one more slide, if you understand, the concept of startup will be clear at a large. So I want you to digest this concept very slowly. If required, I'll repeat tomorrow also, but there where you are getting a concept, because after that venture capital and everything subjects will be coming up. So be clear, this is a foundation right now. Idea generation. We have seen this idea, concept, you have to do it. But not only that, when you are having an idea generation, you are doing a team formation also. Without resource, you cannot do alone. So you see here the 2 right signs are there, correct? So second is a team formation. I will do alone myself. This concept is a disaster. I will do everything. Who will do finance? I will do. Who will do design? I will do. Who will do marketing? I will do. Please relax. Potentially understand your own root cause analysis and potentially understand what are the resources required. So the right resources at right time will make the foundation strong for the startup. That is idea generation stage and the team formation. They may not start working with you, but the team is formed. Team is not mobilized. Team mobilization is a different concept, but you have identified the team. So team has been formed now. Then it is coming the seed stage by name, seed stage. You are sowing the seed, small sapling will come, small plant will come, okay. So now you are in the seed stage. And what is this seed stage? What we do actually? Product development support is secured. Co-working spaces are identified. Research labs are being developed. Startup boot camps are attended where you attend the startup camps. And you are securing all the supports from your faculties, your alumni, from wherever you are able to get that support. Because of course you don't have much funds in the beginning, so the funds are challenged at this stage. So you are working on a product development support who will support you for the product development, because you probably you may not have your own factory to develop the product. So how you are going to develop your product? Which manufacturing premises you are going to use, or which computer labs you are going to use, which co-working space, which factory you are going to share, which laboratory you are going to share, who is going to give you research support in this case, because you have an idea. The idea need to be converted to a product, correct? So you are looking for all this development, securing the support, securing the supports, correct? And securing the basic resources which will take you to an era where you are going to have a successful startup. But we go very slow on this concept right now. Okay, let's focus on the concept of after this what happens. One thing I forgot to tell you, that right now the two stages what we thought of, these stages belongs to the incubator stage, okay. They are part of incubator period, which could be 6 months, 36 months, like half a year to 3 years period kind of things, correct? Then you are going to the growth stage, that is a stage 3. And during the growth stage, you are coming out of the incubator stage, and then you are accelerating yourself. Market validation of product and testing, we are doing it during this stage. Then we are doing integrating feedbacks. What are the feedbacks are coming up? We accept the feedbacks of our product. Developer tools and APIs, and share the resources. Because we are growing, now we are going to grow in our product. We are taking our market validation of our product, our market is getting accepted in the market, correct? We are integrating our feedbacks, and we are making our product more better now. And in the fourth stage, which is acceleration stage, we are going to have a industry leader mentorship, CEO coaching, road shows, demos, investor pitching sessions. Why we are doing this? Because now we want to accelerate in our sales number, in our growth story. So we are doing demos, we are doing road shows, we are mentoring with CEOs of the companies, correct? We are doing investor pitching sessions to get more money, more investment, correct? So this is what the basic stages of the time journey of a startup, that means from startup to the market, is being understood at the 4 stages.